What's up, SOBs? Welcome to the Stream of Blood's Tuesday show, A Taste of Blood, where Game Master Jared Logan and Secret Game Master Clinton Trucks and the whole gang at the Stream of Blood turn the keys of the kingdom over to newcomers, to hand the helm over to a worthy shipmate. Tonight, that mantle falls to me. I am going to be mastering a game on stream for the very first time. I'm so excited. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a part of this. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. If you want, invite somebody to join. Now, the Taste of Blood is a evening where we play games that we don't normally play here on the Stream of Blood. Now, you might have seen us play Vampire the Masquerade on Sundays, or Blades in the Dark, the wonderful game by John Harper. But this is the Taste of Blood, so we're going a little off the beaten track. We're going to play something a little obscure, a little bit under the radar, a little game called Dungeons and Dragons. I know you heard Dungeons and you were like, that's got to be the end of that sentence. No, there's also dragons. So it's some D&D, 5th edition, coming at you. I'm so pumped to do this. Now, and I'm especially pumped because I have assembled the Dungeons and Dragons adventuring team of my dreams. I'm so excited to bring them in. There's folks who've played before. There's some folks who've never played before, and I'm very excited to evangelize the world of Dungeons and Dragons to some of my good friends and very talented people who you're going to love. Why am I rambling on about them when I could just bring them in and introduce you to them? So first off, I would like to welcome to the stream a very, very funny gentleman, a gentleman and a scholar, an incredible improviser, writer, actor. You've seen him on stage and screen, my friend, Edgar Blackmon.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
What's up, buddy? Oh, man, I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you so much, Ross, for inviting me to this.
And you were broadcasting from a basement in Virginia, is that right?
Yes, from my parents' unfinished basement in Richmond, Virginia.
We are truly keeping it true to Dungeons and Dragons roots because somebody is playing in their parents' unfinished basement.
Yes, just like God intended.
As God intended, as the gods intended. Now, have you ever played D&D before, Edgar? I don't believe you have. Is that right?
No, I mean, for me, it would be like, we used to like mess around with it when I was in junior high, and somebody be like, I'm your dungeon, but like nothing where we didn't roll for skills. We didn't, it was just somebody who was like, your fireball died and you didn't hurt anyone.
Oh yeah. Right, well, don't expect any of that sort of like haphazard rules fudging from yours truly. I run a tight ship around here.
But I'm very, very deep into RPGs. I play a lot of video games, play a lot of like, grew up on Final Fantasy, and if there's any way to like have skills and level up, I'm all the way in.
Oh, fantastic. Well, let's see if your character levels up with their skills this evening. Let's bring in our next player. Again, one of my absolute favorite people in the world. Another just hilarious, talented, super creative, and just all-around wonderful person. You've also seen her on stage and screen, and you may have heard her on her very funny podcast, Mega, which takes place in the world of a fictional mega church. Please welcome my friend, Holly Laurent.
I'm so glad to be here.
Hey. I'm so psyched. And you are broadcasting from far and wide also, Holly.
I am in Abaco, an island in the Bahamas.
Dang. So you were on an island in the Bahamas. I wonder if some islands and strange waters may feature in the proceedings tonight. Who's to say? And you are also a newcomer to D&D, is that right?
Brand spanking new, have never done anything. I'm so excited to get my D&D cherry broken, just like I'm about to break the hordes, baby, because I'm a horde breaker.
We get a horde breaker in the house. It's going to break that D&D, etc. Yes, we're some regular cherry popping daddies over here.
No!
just zoot suit riding all over the place.
Yes.
So welcome, my friends. And man, last but not least, another, they're all hilarious, charming, cool people that you have seen on stage and screen. Hilarious actress, improviser, and podcaster. She has a great RPG podcast called the Mystery County Monster Hunters Club, which you should check out if you're into this show. Please welcome the wonderful Rashawn Scott.
Ring, ding, ding, whoa!
Skiddy-dee-o!
See?
Tweet up no. Yeah, fantastic. Welcome, Rashawn. How's it going?
It's better now, guys. Oh my god! Look at
man.
you! Look at all of you! You woke up today. You decided I'm gonna play a game. It'll be
Dang
fun.
right.
It's
Let's join ourselves. Let's join one another and have a time in the realms of fantasy. As nature heals and we emerge from our post-pandemic chrysales, let us turn inwards once again to look inwards at the realms of fantasy, at the dimensions that are undiscovered and unexplored. Now you are an old hand in D&D, are you not, Rashawn?
Yes, I've been playing D&D for almost 4 or 5 years now. I started playing in Chicago with a group of friends, and then I joined one campaign, and then I joined another, and then I've done some one-shot stuff, and it's just really fun. It blends, all of my favorite things in once, numbers and improv.
Yeah, everyone who gets into improv is like, it's fun, but I wish there was more math.
Yeah.
Great. So that was my turnoff when I first was like getting into this. I was like, oh, I'm so excited to take place in or take part in a journey of the imagination, and then someone hands you a piece of paper and is like, great, now fill out this W-2. But once you do that, like the key turns, and then you just can't help playing more and more. So I ask you, as your dungeon master, are you ready?
Yes.
Are you ready to journey?
Let's do this.
Into the realm of fantasy? Wonderful. Now, this is a homebrewed setting. Homebrewed is the lingo of Dungeons & Dragons for a world that we sort of create together. So allow me to just briefly kind of set the scene. Welcome to the Rottvine, a cluster of duchies in a world lit only by fire and magic. As the duchies of the Rottvine jockey for power in a twisting, turning dance of alliance, treachery, war, secrets, and assassinations, in this crucible of conflict, some see opportunity. From Altberg and Raylich in the west to Kachabia and Kalderdam in the east, the struggle draws to it mercenaries, alchemists, healers, wizards, propagandists, craftsfolk, fortune seekers, in short, adventurers. They're drawn to the Rottvine, for there is blood in the water. The creaking and groaning of wood surrounds you. Your eyes are closed because the pitching and rolling of the ship that you are on is making it hard to get your bearings. You set out this morning and the skies were clear, but the clouds have rolled in. The pitch and yaw of the ship shifts beneath you, and as your eyes open and you look around the hold of the packet that you are in, traveling to Freiport, you see a collection of folk around you in the cabin of the packet ship that you are on, the Peppercorn. This cluster of halflings up towards the bow, who even as the ship rolls and washes from side to side in a little bowl, seem to be playing a game of dice and whispering to each other. There's what looks like a very seasick man clutching a bag to his chest, a human man, and rocking back and forth. An old fisherman with a bluish tint to his skin sits nearby, and there is also a broad-shouldered woman, manacled, sitting next to a sturdily built man with a long mustache. You're in a passenger ship traveling from one island port to the fry port of Calderdam. And as you look around at the folk in this cargo hold, as the pitch and roll of the waves and the creak of the line in the wood fills your ears, I would like you to tell me, Sleetha, what do your fellow passengers see when they see you?
Sleetha is a gecko woman who stands 6 feet tall. She's got long, fringy clothes on. She carries with her one of those baking paddle things, like a pizza along thing, as her staff. And she's just collecting ticks and termites that may be on the ship. I look like that.
Fantastic. And Sleetha, I would like you to just first roll of the game. I would like you to roll Constitution for me.
Okay, Constitution.
Because the wind is picking up.
I gotta exit full screen. Okay, Constitution. That's gonna be... Oh my gosh. Ooh, 22, baby.
Oh,
that was a nat 20, darling.
A natural 20. Sleetha, your gecko-like reflexes are orienting you extremely well. You know exactly where the horizon line is, even though the gun ports on this ship are shut. Even though there's now rain coming down in torrents through the hatches up above. You're fine. You feel centered somehow in the midst of all this. Now, you, Agaro, sitting perhaps across the deck. What do your fellow passengers see when they see you?
I am also 6 foot tall, exactly. Blonde hair, eyes that seem to change color, earrings, jewelry. I like to keep people guessing about my my gender. Though I am female, I like to keep you guessing on my alliances, my gender. I'm very fluid.
Well, let's see how you're doing, Fluid Amaro, in the fluid realm of the deeps. Will you roll Constitution?
I will. Bam. 16.
All right. Yeah, you also are feeling a little more rocky than Sleetha is, but it's you've got your legs under you, and off in perhaps a shadowy part of the stern of the peppercorn. What do folks see when their eyes peer into the darkness back there, Ozadius?
They see what I choose for them to see. And at this moment, I show my true form. 5'9", slender, a tiefling. My horns are adorned with gold rings to show my curse and my allegiance to the fiend. I carry with me my Yakuba, my weapon, and also my own personal way to reach my magic. And in the shadows, I sit and I wait for someone to make a mistake.
Oh, yes. I believe you are waiting for someone very in particular to make a mistake, Ozadius. And as your red eyes mull this over and look over the passengers, suddenly a massive list pitches the ship. You feel yourselves lurch. The halflings, it's like, what's that then? Somebody better do something up there. You hear from up above, like, batten down the hatches, boys! Wind is blasting the mainmast of the ship, and you feel it roll back as it catches a wave. And suddenly the shipmen up above are battening down the hatches, which means you see the hatches up above you shut as pegs are driven into the sides, and you are being hammered into the bottom of this ship. Bang, 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 sealed into the cargo hold as you pitch and roll again. Now, Agaro, I would like you to roll perception for me.
Yes. Wait, why isn't it letting me do that?
I'll just roll that old perception.
Very spooky introduction, Sadie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, alarming.
Yes, I mean it is quite alarming. And as you negotiate this, and if you ever have trouble with the dice, you can I can roll for you if the dice roller on D&D Beyond isn't working for you.
I just rolled a 5.
Great. No, that's good. Okay. So as your eyes scan, I think maybe the seasickness and the rock of it is getting to you a little bit, and you don't notice perhaps the chained individual making eye contact with you, but you're off in another world as suddenly, crack, boom, an immense, like what sounds like an explosion up above as thunder rattles up above, and you feel the ship drop. It's like your stomach is suddenly in your throat as you feel you have nothing to orient yourself by. The candles and lanterns swing crazily as shadows swirl around you as you feel the ship carried upwards by a wave and fall once again, and the ship is listing to its side. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw.
16.
Oh. Just gonna damn it. Ooh, that's gonna be a 7.
7, great.
And I rolled an 8.
An 8. Sleetha and Ozadius, you are taken off your seats, off your feet, and are sent sliding towards the side of the ship. You are on the port side of the ship as the ship twists and turns. And when I say twists, I mean twist. You are feeling the mast begin to break off of the block that is holding it to the deck as the entire ship begins to coil on an axis that it should not coil on. And you can feel timbers begin to break and wrench as water now begins to spray out of the sides of this ship. Now, Agaro, you kept your feet. Your dexterous legs allowed you to stay up. You were a maiden of the coasts. You're a person of the coasts. And I believe you are now kind of pushed somewhat closer to the person who was trying to get your attention earlier. This woman looks up into your eyes and raises her hands. The man next to her has slid up towards the front of the ship, and she is looking desperately into your eyes. And now I can tell you that you see she is chained to the deck. The chain is holding her to a piece of the deck as she's pulling her hands up like, you can save me, yes? I know your face. I know who you are. I know who you are. And as she raises her chains, what do you do?
I ask her how she knows me. How do you know me? And here's where she was trying to get your attention perhaps earlier. She looks down at the deck and you can see glued, as it were, to the timbers of this twisting ship, a tearing wanted poster with your name on it and a woodcut of your face that has fallen out of that man's pocket. We have to stick together. Come, you have to do something. All right.
Are you going to help her?
Yes.
Great. How?
I want to free her first.
Okay. Now are you going to try to pick the lock on her manacles or break something?
I want to break the chain.
Okay. Make a strength check.
All right.
The ship is capsizing. It's deafening. Sleetha and Ozadius, as you try to slipperily get to your feet, like it's hard because gravity is shifting all the time. You're feeling what was sideways is now down, and down is shifting to left as you're trying to catch your footing. As Agaro, you're pulling the chain against its bolt, and she's like, we have to stick together. We have to stick together. But it's not coming free. As you pull and pull and pull, is there something? The ship is now snap, 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 snap. The ship is breaking in half. The ship is snapping in half. If anybody wants to do something, just let me know.
Sleetha goes, hey, man, this is not cool. And,
damn, man. This does not pass the vibe check.
Not at all. And are there any escape boats or side boats or anything, or like barrels? There is a barrel nearby. A bunch of things have slid up towards the bow of the ship, which is swiftly becoming the keel of the ship as this boat is now snapping in two. I'm going to jump into a barrel.
Great. Very Hobbiton. Love it. Very Escape from Mirkwood. Sleetha, now they're not going to be traveling with an empty barrel. You pop it open, and it's full of beans. It's full of dry beans.
I'm scared because we're gonna drown, so I'm like with my big gecko claws trying to like get all the beans out as quickly as possible.
Great. Anything you want to be doing, Ozadius?
Yes, I would like to free the woman.
Excellent. Okay, so you clamber. Now this woman is increasingly not adhered to the deck as much as she's now kind of hanging by it as the ship is now snapping and sinking. How are you going to free her? Agaro, you are still struggling with the chain.
Is there, I'm so sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You go.
Is there a lock on
Yes.
these manacles?
There is.
Can I cast shape water and fill the inside of the lock with water and freeze it?
Let's go.
Breaking the lock from the inside.
That's a very, very cool idea. Does shape water also allow you to freeze the water?
It does.
Great. Barring any objections from Game Master Clint, since I don't have the rules for that spell in front of me, let's go ahead and roll that spell. Is that like an attack roll that you make?
I believe it just happens. I don't have a thing on it. It just says control.
Great.
Does that mean I just get to do it?
I think
Ozadius doesn't ask for permission.
I think
yes.
Yeah. I love it.
Okay.
It's yes. I think this is such a desperate situation that for a second, like Ozadius, clarity comes over your senses, and like, yes, absolutely. There's water all around you, and you cast this spell at will.
Yes.
Great. Water. And Agaro, you were seeing a thing that should not be happening, as like it's like raining down upon you now, like gouts of water pouring down on you. Everything is soaked. Occasionally your breath is taken away from you as you try to wrench this chain away, and then suddenly it begins to rain backwards as this rain like goes up and is now going into the locks on the chain as frost begins to cake the outside of this lock, and the warm water that is falling down on you is freezing on this lock as this woman stops looking into your eyes and is now looking into Ozadius's red eyes and is like, "Thank you." And then she pulls, snap. And as she snaps, that chunk of the deck rips. The whole boat sunders, rips apart, and you are flung backwards. The barrel of beans, like you feel it catch wave, and you are sailing out upon the water. Agaro, maybe still holding on to the chain, you feel yourself pushed out by a massive, just an explosion of pressure. And Ozadius, what is like last thing you see as you see this woman just like taken by a wave?
Oh man. I hope she lives, man.
Yes. Hopefully I can live to thank you. And she's taken away as you too feel water fill your nostrils and everything goes dark. Ozadius, it's 3 days ago. And you are in the stadtholder's house of Calderdam. You had to come in the back. This is an immense state building in the city of Calderdam on the east coast of the Rottvine. Think Amsterdam, but a more Gothic Amsterdam. Canals everywhere, air choked with smoke, bridges, slender buildings with hooks on the top so that people can lug furniture, not by tight stairways, but out the outside of houses. And you are in its state building, the former home of the ducal family. And you have an appointment. You have an appointment indeed with Jakobina Gans. And as you walk through, you pass a doorway. And as you look in, it's like you're looking into a Rembrandt painting. The walls are just like black and brown with tobacco and other smoke, as a group of men and women dressed all in black with white lace collars kind of like look up at you as you pass, kind of like taking in your purple hued person as you walk past them into a very small office, an officious little office off the side. And you knock, and as you raise your hand to knock, the door just opens, and you are looking into the an elderly woman's face with ice white hair. It's like, Ozadius, most punctually upon your hour. Come, have a seat. And she walks around to a very big desk and sits behind it and kind of steeples her fingers like,
I thank you for seeing me. And I sit down.
But of course, it is always a pleasure to speak to someone of your skill set. So, you have done us good service in spreading the sorts of ideas that we wish spread. And what sort of jobs do you do for the powerful, Ozadius?
I break the weak. I ensorcel the foolish. I take power from my hand and place it upon the heads of the people I choose.
Yeah. You do errands for these people, errands of all sorts. If someone needs their mind changed, you're the sort of person to get that done. If a populace needs to have a more appropriate truth, an alternative set of facts, say, spread amongst them, you might be the sort of person that they call shall we say that you are a political fixer? Well, we have a growing issue on our coast that my bosses, as it were, would like attended to. Jacobina Gans is the secretary to those people that you saw as you walked through, and she slides across the table to you a piece of paper.
I would like to read this piece of paper.
You're looking at a wanted poster. And it is an image of it's a woodcut of an androgynous looking face with tousled hair. And it says 1,000 gelders, dead or alive. And then over that, in red ink, is crudely drawn, "Long live the dragonfly." This person burned down our custom house in Freyport 2 weeks ago.
Well, that's quite tragic, but I don't know what that has anything to do with me.
The populace on the coast seem to think that the port building that we have been doing under eminent domain is not to their liking. And though we have given them many opportunities to air their grievance, progress continues unabated. And the individual you see here is standing in the way of progress. Now, people can be dangerous, but ideas, I think we both can agree, can be more dangerous. And the ideas that this particular individual spreads are most dangerous to Calderdam and its stadtholders. I would like you to put an end to those ideas. And I would very much like to have this individual brought in alive so that everyone can see just how misguided their ideas are. Do we understand each other, Ozadius?
I believe we do, Jacobina. You want to make an example of them.
Indeed. There are some saying that she is the pretender. And you can roll history.
Okay, I'm just gonna find it. Oh man. I rolled an 8.
An 8. All right. So maybe not. What you know is that you passed earlier the room of the stadtholders of Calderdam. All the other areas in this realm are ruled by principalities, duchies, dukes, duchesses, royal houses. About 20 or so years ago, you know that was the same here in Calderdam. It was there was a royal aristocratic family, the Van Zeiss, but they were incompetent. There was a people's rebellion led by merchants who overthrew them and killed them, not executed them after a fair trial, of course.
Of course.
But there's a rumor that their young daughter survived, and she is known by these people as the Pretender, because there's a pretender out there claiming to be the fallen and disgraced royal house of Van Zeiss. Bring her back so that we can prove to the people that all remnants of that corrupt legacy are dead and gone.
It would be my pleasure.
It is always lovely to speak to somebody with whom you have an understanding. And she holds out her hand.
But before we make it official, I must ask, what's in this for me?
Mr. Ozadius, I should have known better than to seek a closure of the deal without discussing remuneration. And she slides a little box across the desk.
I pick up the box and I look inside.
It's full of gold coins stamped with the seal of Calderdam, which is a waxing moon, a waxing moon, and a waning moon flanking a full moon in the center. And it's like 1/3 now, 2/3 upon delivery. And of course, the stadtholders, I understand that money speaks, but not in a voice as loud as perhaps you like to hear. I can say that I do have the ear of the stadtholders, and if there are favors that you would care to press on them, then I think you know how useful friends can be.
Shit, Bina, that's all you had to say.
And with that, we will say it is now one week later. We're in a bakery in Calderdam, and it's your bakery, Sleetha. And describe for me your place of business.
Y'all, welcome to What the Geck. It's a artisanal insect-based road bakery, and it's just like a really great establishment, very much interested in giving back to the community in this war-torn times, because everybody's got to eat.
What sort of good wares do you have for sale? Do you cater to all tastes? The Rottvine is a very diverse populace. So is this for gecko and lizard folk tastes in particular, or all folks?
I mean, all folks can enjoy a cockroach, a cricket scone. We're also doing loaves. We do a community dinner where it's just like grub on grubs. Everybody's welcome to come on down.
Great. Grub on grubs. This is wonderful. You're giving back to the community at What the Geck.
All praises due to Yeist.
Yeist, your deity. And if we maybe look over to the side of the of What the Geck, there's a little shrine to Yeist, like a little table, and Yeist is a woman holding a big hatching egg, the goddess of fertility, of plenty, of the harvest, of indulgence, of decadence, of increase. And
Take another
perhaps
bite. It's good for samples, man.
Ding, 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 ding. Someone just walked in.
Welcome to What the Geck. The name's Sleetha. How can I service you?
And you look up and it's someone you recognize, but it's someone you recognize from maybe a decade or so ago, from another life, Sleetha.
Ooh.
I'd like to know, you've hinted that Sleetha has a past before she opened this business, and you did something with this person years ago. What did you do?
In my former days, I was a petty thief.
Mm-hmm.
I just love to steal. It was just easy for me.
Great. And you're looking up at another this is just a human man, and he walks in and kind of like looks at you, he's like, oh, He looks much thinner than you remember. He looks a little rough and haggard. There's some stubble. His hair is lank and long.
Looking pretty gaunt these days, bro.
Yes, well, you know, times are hard out there, Sleetha. So it's true what they say on the streets. You made good. It's a nice place.
Yeah, you know, it takes like hard work and dedication. And while I'm doing this, I'm like putting together like a mini box of goods for him. Like I can tell he's hungry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I hear you're, you know, I do have a line on a score coming up.
Oh, you know, I don't do that anymore, you know?
Yeah.
Like Geist has blessed me in ways that I can't even fathom right now. And like going back to that life, it would just be like a sidestep, you know?
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Sleetha, you went straight. Roll perception.
Oh shit. Oh, 9. Wait, with advantage. Hold up. Ooh, that's gonna be 25.
Yo!
You notice that as he's talking to you,
My eyes
that's
blink this way.
you remember it's just like click, click, and maybe those independently like focusing eyes just like and see that he has like grabbed a bunch of like like a bunch of little cricket wafers off a shelf and like crammed them into his jacket.
But
it's like you went straight. That's really I feel good for you. That's nice.
Hey, you don't have to just take those, man. If you need help, you know, I'll help you. What's mine is yours. What yours is mine, bro. But this one time, I'm gonna do this one thing, and then I'm out forever.
Okay.
So what's this? What's the score?
No, nothing. I just you'll do it.
Yeah, I mean, I can close the shop for like a day, a week. Like, what are we talking?
Okay, I was not expecting this quick.
I mean, it's your body language, and you just seem sad, and you're bringing down the vibes of the shop, and I just cannot have a non-satisfied customer.
All right,
that's everything. You know, I believe it.
All right, you close. Okay, so this guy whose name is Ernaut, just is like kind of holds out a crumpled sheet of paper and is like, I know this packet, the peppercorn is taking pay from the Freeport officials to fishermen and back, just doing the trade. It's all raw cash. All we need is someone with your skills. Just get on, take it, get out. I do the planning, you do the job. We split it 50-50.
What are you going to do with your half?
Investments. I got a lot of investments, cooking. You got to hustle. You got to make money work for you, you know?
Can I make a perception check on whether or not he's really going to get his life together?
Yeah, but make an insight check.
Excuse me. All right, 16.
Ain't no changing. No.
Well, I'm like, okay, well, the bakery, we could use a new bread oven. Oh, I need extra cash for the festival coming up for these. Oh. Yeah. All right. Well, sure, let's do it. And I like turn the sign to closed.
All right. And as you turn it to closed, it's now 1 day ago. And a sign reads open on a different sort of establishment. This is a very, very just like snaky ale house on the side of a cliff. This is on the side of a cliff on an island far out to sea, off of Calderdam. It's like if a bar was designed by MC Escher on the side of a rock. Staircases snake down and up and in and out, and at a table surrounded by halflings who are laughing at something they just said is Agaro deep in their cups. Yes. Yeah. They come here. I tell you what happens is they come here, tell us we can't use our fishing grounds no more because they're going to build a new port, put a new jetty right where my house was, I said. Yeah.
Huh.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem right.
I tells you it doesn't seem right. See, I pays my taxes, and you hope them folk up in the stat house would listen to us folk out here on the coast. They think just because you're a halfling that you're half a man. And they're like chugging, and they're just getting down with you, just commiserating.
Yeah, are we intoxicated?
Why don't you roll Constitution and see?
Who's paying for these drinks?
8.
8. You're loose as a goose. And I have to tell you that you're getting a little lit because you just got to get up for this thing tomorrow morning. You got to get on a ship to make it to safety. Once you get to Fryport, you're in the clear. Because you've seen the wanted posters around. Are you traveling in disguise, Agaro?
Yes.
How are you disguised?
I'm wearing a leather helmet that has kind of like almost like a a mesh that falls in front of my face that I can see out of, but people can't see my face.
Gnarly. So despite this somewhat horrifying look, these halflings are like into you, and it's like, yeah, that's the way of it. Oh, and they're clinking glasses with you. It's like, and one of them leans in and is like, that's right, because we got to stand up to those what tell us that we got to live our lives by their terms, don't we?
That's exactly what you got to do. That's exactly what you got to do. I reach across, I drink the rest of your drink. So the halfling's drink on your right, I drink the rest of the halfling's drink on your left. And then I slam down the glasses and they're made from like a ceramic kind of like handmade thing. And I shatter all their glasses. There's
a man standing next to you, and a little bit of the excess ale just splashes onto his jacket. And he's like, hey, now wait don't you watch that. And he pushes you.
Before he even can like get force out, I've like tripped him and shoved him backwards.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That sounds like an attack to me. Why don't you just roll like an unarmed strike?
Wait, where is that?
If you look under actions, it might be there, or you can just make an attack roll. So just make like almost as if it was with one of your blades.
Oh, great. I'm gonna. Oh, wait, sorry. I just saw unarmed strike. I found it. Wait.
We don't take too kindly to outlanders here can't hold their beer.
My unarmed strike.
What the hell is this on your face anyway? And what was your number? What'd you roll?
8.
You push him, and like you're a little too hammered, Agaro.
Yeah.
You push him, but he doesn't go down. He just he like comes up and he's like, oh, so it's like that then. And you see him like taking off his gloves and like throwing them on the ground. He's like, I'll have you. And the little and the halflings around there like, he's off you prick. but this guy's getting in your face now. What are you gonna do?
I say this helmet is my bridal veil. I take it off and shove it onto his face until he like can't breathe.
Great. Make that attack roll again.
Okay. Oh, I have a 3, but I'm at a +2 in unarmed strike.
You're so
hammered.
You're drunk as hell, Agaro. I'm sorry to tell you. The helmet just like goes over his shoulder and he clocks you one. And we can just hand wave the rest of this as like a fight breaks out, and it's a sloppy drunk fight where nobody loses, but nobody wins. And like, as you're just thrashing around on the floor with this guy, as the halflings kind of cheer and begin to throw things back in a corner, we can see a pair of red eyes watching all of this because Ozadius has trailed you. Everybody roll Constitution.
Oh. Is this a saving throw, or do I just?
This is just a straight Constitution. Actually, no.
Oh, daddy! I rolled a 16.
Great.
11.
Okay.
Yeah, you're drunk, so.
Yeah.
And you, Sleetha?
13.
Great. So 16 was our highest, yes?
That's a Constitution check.
Correct.
And not a yes, sir. Okay.
Then you were the first one to wake up, Ozadius. Salt water hits you in the face.
I look around. I look for Agaro.
You're looking. You can't even see it so bright.
Okay.
It's here. Everything is red. Everything. You're in a world of red, and make a perception roll for me as your sight comes back.
Okay. Oh, come on, baby. Oh no, a 9.
You don't see it. You don't see Agaro anywhere. You don't see anybody. If you get up, you're ankle deep in water on rocky, jagged stones, and rising up in front of you is just a wall and like crack, what looks like kind of a short cliff face, almost like steps hewn from red limestone, veined with yellow, rising up in front of you. I can tell you what you can see, though. In the water all around you, lapping against your legs, are those beans?
Damn it. Beans, man. All right.
Excuse me, sorry, those are mine, man.
And you got the next highest roll, is that right, Sleetha?
I believe so. 13. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe you say that because you rise up from the water right next to Ozadius.
Oh, killer waves. Wasn't that crazy, my man? Woo! And I'm like shaking the water off, shaking my tail.
And
simple lizard folk.
Mm-hmm. And
what were you doing with these beans?
Oh, I was trying to jump into a barrel, man. Like once the ship split in half, I was like, "We're not getting our money back on this this voyage."
Lord,
and you maybe see a barrel knocking against the rocks, and now from another, maybe obscuring your vantage point, is one of these stones off to your right, and from behind that steps a very sodden and shaken Agaro.
Oh. I'm Agaro. These are beans.
Yeah, the beans are mine, like locally, but mostly I'm an artisanal guy. I do scones. I pull out 2 scones out of my my pack and I give them to each of you. Like, hey,
thank you.
let's give them a try. They're great, full of protein. Those have snails in them.
Yeah, that's good protein. That's good protein. I'm gonna put a few of these beans in my pocket too, in case I'm near a fire anytime soon. If it makes no difference to you.
Please add beans to your inventory, and also snail scone. Great. So the 3 of you, it appears, have washed up on this shore. Now, if you would like to, you just see this like craggy, rocky, red cliff in front of you. But it's not like a sheer face. It slopes up and it looks like you can walk up onto what appears to be an island. And if someone wants to roll maybe nature for me or investigation, you might be able to have a sense of where you are.
I'll do a nature check. I've got
Great.
advantage on that.
And I will roll investigation.
First one was a 5. The next one is a 13. Oh no, 10. You got to look at the line on the thing.
Who rolled higher there?
I rolled a 10 in nature.
Great. You're on an island. And I can you think you're on an island.
Okay.
Yeah.
And but I can tell you that one weird thing that you see is that as you came out of the water, as your eyes opened underwater, it was like you were just in a crimson expanse. Like the limestone of this place, the silt of it has just dyed the water red. And as you look out at the water, like it's relatively still, and it's like you're looking out over a sea of blood. And that is enough to tell you that you're on an island, one, and two, that you're in a part of the world known as the Sanguine Sea, because it looks as though you were in a bloody expanse of water, a jagged.
Sorry, are there any fish or things living in the water, or is it blood?
Yeah, there are definitely fish. It's just sediment. That just happens to be the hue of it. And there is a map of the Sanguine Sea, a courtesy of the Calderdam Landmeters Guild, and you can see it's just a archipelago of rocky little isles in this off the barrier islands of this coast. Your ship was probably blown off course and racked on these rocks.
Maybe we should build a fire. Like, guys, we might be stranded here for a while. Let's gather some materials and build a fire.
Definitely.
All right. Where are you going to find these materials? You're going to go inland?
Yes, I'm going to go inland and grab some like palm fronds.
Okay. So everybody's going?
Yeah, I'm in.
Okay, great. You walk out of the water, up the slope, and this rocky surface kind of levels out. And I got to tell you, it's almost like you're walking through an entrance, because there stand spires of this like red limestone jutting up from the ground all around you. And you're walking between them as though it's like a fallen, ruined arch almost, as you go into this, like a stone garden of this isle. Everything is red. The sky is blue and cloudless, but everything around you is just like psychedelically red. It almost hurts your eyes. And you see like a few scrubby plants here and there, but not much in the way of like fire making material. You're just going to keep traveling inland?
These spires that go up, do they like they just connect, or like could I get probably a better vantage point if I like climbed up to the top of a spire?
Ooh.
Absolutely. You could try to make a athletics check to see if you can climb up.
16?
16. Absolutely. So with your lizard-like dexterity up to the top of one of these spires, and you were looking out over, it's like a wind-hewn sculpture garden of like spires of rock just like going off into the distance, and you can kind of see that you are on a relatively that 10 intimated to you that you were on an island, but now you know you're on an island from this vantage point. Congratulations, it's an island. You can see
it's an island. I call down.
And you see that there are kind of like scrubby plants here and there. And while you're up there, I'll let you roll perception with advantage.
25. Wait. Yeah, it's a 25.
She's going for it. Yeah. That's what you see. And what you hear off in the distance is, I'm just trying to tell you. Echoing voices. Something or someone else is here.
Can I look around to find out the source of these voices?
Looking around might not help you, because when you're down on ground level, it's almost labyrinthine. You go through some rock. There's two others, but you have a sense. Make an investigation or a perception roll to see if you can have a sense of where they are.
Okay, let me see if I can use my tiefling hearing.
Ooh,
yes.
To perhaps discern where these voices are coming from.
Great.
And what should a perception or an investigation roll?
Hmm.
Well, what is it? It's a 20.
A natural 20?
I have 16 plus 4.
Gotcha. And was that investigation or was it a perception? Just so I know.
It was investigation.
Okay, great. So why don't you tell me how you performed this investigation? How were you discerning where these voices were coming from?
Well, you see, I'm a tiefling, and I am a born liar, a whisperer of untruths. And so I seek to track the trajectory of the sounds as they bounce off of the many spires. My ability allows me to not be fooled by the various echoes, and I can track the sounds to their source.
Ooh, I love yes, an echo is in its own way a lie because it is a distortion of the original source. But you who can bend lies to your will have a sense that like these voices seem to be coming from like the central point of this isle. It's if you go further inland towards the center, you have a sense of that's where these voices are emanating from now.
I tell my party mates.
What's that?
Is that a cat, man? Do you guys hear that?
I hear that.
It's not a hissing. It's more of a dragging. Everybody roll perception.
Oh no!
Oh shit!
About to pop off. Bruh, a 16.
I can't lose. 25.
Yeah.
Great.
22.
Ooh, great.
Dang.
Y'all so Sleetha and Agaro, like you immediately hear and see like something kind of disturbing. Agaro, because you got the lower roll, I think what you see is for a second you're like, I'm going crazy. Because a human skull is moving towards you. Its eyes are just like looking up at you as it like drags itself along the stony ground. But Sleetha, with that higher roll, you see a little arm come out of the eye socket and then a little claw come out of the nasal cavity.
Cool.
And what you're looking at is some kind of hermit crab who is
taking up residence in a
crawling
human
towards you.
skull.
Mm-hmm. But with that high roll, I can now tell you, Sleetha, that you see coming out from under a hollow beneath this stone are what looks like another one and another one.
I threw on my boomerang.
5 other ones and 6 other ones.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going there. Great. Roll initiative.
7.
All right.
Initiative
is in the center top of your character sheet.
It's its own category.
Correct.
Okay.
It would be the same as your dexterity usually.
Okay.
What'd you get?
Oh man, I'm still looking for it.
All right. Center top of your character sheet there. It's between armor class and your list of skills, right beneath proficiency bonus.
Okay, let's see. Proficiencies. I'm on the app.
Yeah.
If that doesn't work, you can just roll dexterity.
Oh, we getting our asses kicked in. All right.
If we die by some crabs, then come on.
I know.
Is this a dexterity saving throw or just straight up dexterity?
Just roll dexterity, yeah.
Oh, my fault.
You got it. You got it.
Oh, no.
Are we all rolling, Ross?
That's correct. So everybody tell me your numbers.
15.
Great.
8.
Okay.
7.
Cool. Amaro, you are a hunter of the coasts. You're used to crabs. So you get to act first. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean attack first. You get to do something. What would you like to do? These crabs are like closing in. There's just a mass of them emerging from underneath a couple of these spiring stones.
Can I mean, but these are creatures. These aren't monsters. These are real things. Like
they're animals.
Yeah, they're just animals. And can I actually like just lift us out of here? Can I somehow like get up and over them, or can I start crushing them with my feet?
I think you could try either of those things.
Yeah, I think I just start. I think I just start crushing them.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Go ahead and start crushifying.
Okay. So what do I roll?
I guess roll an attack if you're attacking with your swords.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna roll an attack.
Yeah, one of them starts singing "Under the Sea" at you. It's really gnarly.
I fucking rolled a 7.
Wow, Agaro, I'm sorry. Maybe you're still like shaken from that shipwreck.
I'm so
make a little
hungover still.
and hungover. You make a little cursory stab at at the closest crab, and you miss the crab.
But I have animal handling and like language.
You have speak to animals?
I have animal handling wisdom. Does that do anything here?
I mean, it may. Tell me, do you have do you have the spell speak to animals?
I do.
Would you like to use it?
Yeah.
Great.
All right. So I just hit cast.
That's right.
Yay!
And that just goes off. So what this does is like you are tuned to animals. So Agaro, for a second, you're like, I can crush them. I just get away. Everybody get away. You're like taking charge of the situation. I'm kind of like, we're easing into this so we can just kind of like set that attack roll aside. Let's say a cooler head prevailed at the moment. You realize, why am I stabbing this thing? And now you've done something you've done many times before, where your mind reaches out and you can understand the language of these creatures. Now, crabs do not speak, but their mandibles move and they're clicking and they're clicking. And I think what you're picking up is almost like a click language. And as little waves of like, suddenly that din of clicking begins to coalesce as a crude form of communication to you. And what you're getting is like houses. You are houses.
That's cool. What?
Houses for us?
They
Sleetha,
want our brains.
Yeah. All right.
We will make you houses.
So, Ozadius, Sleetha, they want to occupy this is fucking for real.
Mm-hmm. And I will say that, and I'm not trying to guide your hand. You do not have to do this, but this does allow you to speak back, and it's still your turn, so you have that option if you want to.
I would like to speak back. I tell them that if they attempt to make us their new, bigger and better houses, they will all be destroyed. All of them.
That sounds like you're trying to intimidate them. So why don't you make an intimidation roll?
Yeah.
Intimidate them!
Intimidate the crabs!
We will
Dungeons and Dragons, a realm of fantasy and wonder where we have conversations with crustaceans.
19.
Only these crabs.
19. So tell me what intimidating a crab looks like when Agaro does it.
I send them the message that like an attempt on that would be futile and would be fatal. I communicate that to them.
And so Ozadius, Sleetha, you're seeing these crabs like walking towards you in legions. And Agaro is suddenly like, and the crab's like, stop.
Ooh, nice.
And they start to move back and they part, and there's like a little path between them. And a few of them scuttle off into the shadows, and they're letting you pass, it looks like.
Great. I'm like, I'll just tip on out of here. Thanks, y'all. And I scurry away.
I think this is very eerie as you walk past. All you hear is maybe the sound of a distant gull and just a little. But what you hear, Agaro, is houses. We want houses. We will find mother.
Oh, fuck. I do.
Did you? Agaro.
What?
Did you just speak to those crabs?
Yes, I did. I have a primeval awareness that I can expend one time for 1 minute to sense any aberrations or.
Would you like to do that?
Well, I know there's a mother, so I don't need to know that.
Can I cast Bless on each of us just right now, ahead of time?
Absolutely.
We're going to need it.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Err on the side of caution, Sleetha. Now tell your friends what Bless does.
Bless lets me bless 3 creatures within close range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll against you or a saving throw against you before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add that number to their attack or saving roll. So you get a d4 of inspiration. I took some flour and I just went on you. Blessed.
Yes, the blessing of Yeist. The blessing of Yeist went on you. And you just felt, even though you haven't eaten in a long time and you haven't drunken water perhaps in a long time, suddenly, like for a second, you feel full. It's like you ate a full meal. And it's like some sturdiness gets into your bones as you pass through the little passage of the crabs as they snap their claws at you. And unnervingly, the skull, like, seems to be watching you as the crab watches you pass. And you move deeper into the island. Great. You're, as I said, it's a labyrinthine garden of stones.
This
and you know that in this
good.
You're in a desperate situation, y'all. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, this isn't good.
Can I cast also a cantrip of light just so that we can see what's in front of us? I presume there's going to be.
And I'll tell you that it's daytime. It's eerily bright.
Rocks everywhere.
Yeah, there's rocks everywhere. So it's not that it's dark. It's that your view is obstructed. There's stones everywhere. So as you come around one, there's 2 more there, and it's a winding path.
I'm also dropping beans as we go through, so we can find our way back out.
That is very smart. I would. Sleetha, you can take a point of inspiration for using beans so well. That means that Sleetha, when she wants, can re-roll a failed roll.
Roll for beans.
Roll for beans. The magical fruit. So now I have to tell you that you don't need a perception roll for this. You just hear a.
Who goes
now?
There?
Perhaps you can roll nature.
Okay. Does it? I have a +4 to nature. Does anyone have a stat better than that?
I have a +2.
Okay, I'll try it out. +4 to
And
nature. 20.
20. Okay. Can you what, Ozadius?
No, it's not important.
Okay. Pause. A 20 is great. What you're hearing is the sound of water in an enclosed space. That sound where there's like almost like a bowl full of water and you strike it, that boom, boom.
Yeah.
And that means that water is collected somewhere nearby. And what that implies perhaps to your very high nature roll is that means it might not be salt water. It might be water you can drink.
Okay. I go over and I pull out a canteen and I scoop it up. And then
you haven't seen it yet.
Oh, sorry.
You just have a sense of its direction.
All right. I take out my finger and I'm like, this way to the water.
Great. Great. And if as you follow with that excellent roll, as you follow Sleetha's guiding finger, one of these stones that's a little bit larger than the others rears up, and there's a little crack in it, and you're hearing not a little crack, a sizable crack, almost like a cave-like entrance that you could walk in, and you're hearing the water like echo and resound out of that space.
We're going deeper into the cave. I press forward unless there's anyone's hesitation to not.
Well, does Agaro know with her ranger skills, these are freshwater crabs?
These, I think I can tell you with your ranger skills, because you were a coastal ranger, those do not look like freshwater crabs.
Okay, then let's press on, Sleetha.
Let's press on.
We go deeper into the cave. Oh, quickly, because things are popping up.
Yeah, this warping sound fills the air around you. It's like you're in the resonating chamber of a big drum as you walk in, and the crack kind of opens up, and you're in a rather large space now. Again, like the sunlight filtering in, everything is red. It's like you're through a haze of ruby. You're seeing everything inside here as the sound like fills the air, and you're looking into what is like a very kind of small cave, and you can see. Make a perception check, everybody.
$22.
18.
What?
So,
What? Oh man!
Good advantage on stuff. Yeah.
Come on, 19.
19. All right. So 22 is our highest there. So I think you see it first, Agaro. There's something shiny. You see something glinting in the light filtering in from the opening, and you also see a pool of there's like a little like opening in the ground, like a recess in the ground, far to your left, maybe 10 feet away, and the little glint of light is similarly like kind of 10 feet away off to your left. Do you tell your companions about that, or do you? And what do you do?
Yeah, I tell my companions. Do you see the light? The two sets of light. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah. Like two sets of light seems very chill.
Great.
Which one do you want to go to? I trust you, Agaro.
Trust you enough to send you first. Yes. What would you like to do, Agaro?
Yeah, I want to go toward the one on the left.
The one on the being the recess or the little light source?
The light.
Great. You go up to it and you see what you're looking at is the reflection of shiny gold. There's a gold, what looks like a little band of gold on the ground, and it's almost like a napkin ring, and it's wrapped around a little coil of paper. And you're looking at what looks like, to just a cursory glance, like a scroll with this little ring of gold around it, about 2-3 inches in diameter.
I reach down and I pick it up and read it.
You do?
Yeah.
Wait.
Great.
Wait.
What, Ozadius? What?
No, there's no wait. We just heard what happened.
All right.
Well, Ozadius, do you want to stop Agaro?
I mean, a piece of paper with a gold ring. I feel like I should make an Arcana check to see if there's magic involved. Is that what that does?
It does. I think maybe with that, let's do this.
I was late.
Roll Arcana. Okay. And Amaro or Agaro rather. I'm sorry. Agaro. Just roll. What's the appropriate roll for pick up thing? Just roll. Just roll dexterity.
I also rolled a 5 in Arcana. So.
Oh no.
Oops. Dexterity. Oops.
It's picking up magical items all willy
can't be
nilly.
touching shit in caves, shoot.
Come on now.
My dexterity is 7, Ross.
Hey, that's higher than 5. So what I was just doing there was a race. It was you being like, is that magical? And you being like, should I pick this up? And should I pick this up? Beat, is that magical? Agaro, you grab this little item off the ground, you pull the scroll out of it, and you kind of whip it open to read it. And I can tell you that what you see is it's a map. It looks like there's a little cluster of, it looks like a little sea map on one corner, but then the rest of it almost looks like a floor plan. And that's when I can tell you, Ozadius, that's when you're like, is that magical? And your Arcana roll of 5 tells you, I don't think so, at the precise moment that it begins to glow. And Agaro, like flash paper, the map in your hand just like burns out of existence instantaneously. And at the second it does that, you feel in your mind the map is burned onto your brain. You just feel it in your mind. And it's as though this thing that was in your hand just got like incepted into your brain. And you can, if you want to, roll Arcana.
Just got
13.
water-worlded, girl.
13. Okay. I think that's enough to tell you that like what just, okay. 13 is like the ring and what just happened is connected. And you get the sense that as long as you're holding this ring, you can recall that map perfectly. It just got kind of Johnny mnemonicked into your brain.
Ooh, yeah.
And you have an inkling that you could do it again as long as you have this ring. Like it would begin to create like a memory palace for you. And I'll also tell you that the ring is big enough for you to wear. Sleetha, you're watching all this, but you're kind of set apart. Roll a perception.
Dang, I'm rolling amazingly. 25.
Damn, yeah, you're Sleetha's dice are hot.
1906, baby.
I can tell you. All right, Sleetha, here's what's happening in this red room. This red is suddenly illuminated by this thing that happens. The flame in Agaro's hand makes things slightly brighter for a moment, just as Ozadius is like, wait, and then it's too late. It's happened. You see Agaro's pupils kind of dilate for a second and then go back. As your eyes are watching that, the other eye sort of roams backwards to the little recess, and you can see something rise out of it.
Okay. I want to do a perception. Well, I just did a perception check. I want to know if it's good or evil.
You want to know if it's good or evil?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, roll insight.
Insight.
On,
13? No, 10.
A 10? Okay, I'm just going to tell you what you see as it rises. You see just like this mass rise up, and at first you're like, oh, it's a skull again. It's another crab. And then it just keeps going, and it rises and rises, and what you're looking at is not a skull. It is like a carapace, a shell, as it like rears out of this pit, and like two little very recessed eyes kind of look at you, and they seem to be kind of rolling around in this domed head as a enormous pinciered claw, like about the size of your pizza staff, comes out, and another, and just a dangling mass of tentacles writhes underneath this carapace. And I don't know if you need to discern whether this thing is evil or not, because it looks threatening.
Yeah, well, I say to that, I throw my boomerang at it and say, bro, you're too close for comfort. No.
And that's another initiative roll. And if initiative don't work, just roll that dex. You know the score.
Okay. 15.
Great.
Oh my God.
Ozadius?
Yo, I would like to. I would like to. Yo, can I hit this thing with the Eldritch Blast?
Hell yeah, you can. Can you tell me your initiative roll first?
Got it. Daddy knows what he's doing now. Initiative roll. Boy, 13.
Great. Agaro, yours?
On initiative,
Yes.
it is motherfucker 6.
You're reeling. All you can see is this map. All right. Cool. So Sleetha, you saw this thing first. You act first. Go for it. It is rising up out of this water, and I got to tell you, it is everything in here is red, but it is colorful. The base color is white, and it is just like ribboned and roiling with like blues and pinks and purples. It looks like when you have white paint and you just begin to like squirt colors into it in a spin painting. It's like that. It's just like roiling with. It's a rainbow of colors, but it's kind of like coming at you as the tentacles wobble. What do you do?
I'm like, I like your look a lot. It's very cool, but you're freaking me out. Then I throw my boomerang for, does it 18 hit?
It sure as heck does.
Yeah. I go. 4 damage. Suck it.
Suck it. Great. 4. Okay.
So that was my action.
Mm-hmm.
And then with my movement, are those are there like any rocks or anything that I can maybe like jump onto or climb up to get out of its line of sight?
There are a couple little like wind carved stalactites in the ceiling of this cave that you could try to jump onto.
Cool. I'm gonna jump onto that, and then I'm gonna use my bonus action using my spiritual weapon, which is my pizza stick. There's got to be a name for that. To hit at the second level, and that's gonna be. Does an 8 hit?
I'm afraid it doesn't. I think for that, I'll say that you were able to kind of leap up there, but like holding on to this thing while whacking it with the stick is a little too much, and you can't quite reach it. But you did do some damage to its shell. And now, Ozadius, it's your turn.
Foolish creature. I cast Eldritch Blast.
Warlocks be Eldritch blasting. Go ahead and blastify this sucker.
So first I got to roll the hit, right?
That's right. Roll to hit.
Someone called it the pizza paddle of doom.
The pizza paddle of doom.
It's a 13.
13. I'm sorry. It doesn't quite get there. What is tell me what each magic user kind of shapes it in their own way. What does an Eldritch Blast look like when it shoots out of Ozadius?
It looks like a crackling thunderbolt of black light.
Ooh, great. So this black thunderbolt just like ripples past in this tight space, like a noise like echoes in the resonating chamber of this cavern, but it goes a little bit wide and crackles over the wall, and you can see the eyes on this thing like spin backwards and like now it's looking right at you, Ozadius, and you just took a shot at you, so it's going to try to take a shot at you. It creeps forward, and as it emerges from the pit, you can see it has like a bunch of legs, crustacean-like legs, as you get the sense that this might be Mom. And
fuck. Russ, can I use my actions in combat of help?
Yes, but that will only affect people in the next round.
Oh, remember you're blessed. I'm sorry, I should.
Oh yes. Oh right, you get to add to your roll. How much? 3?
1d4.
1d4. Great. Do you want to roll that, Edgar? Or would you like me to?
Always remember you're blessed, man.
I'm blessed.
You're too blessed to be stressed, baby.
I get to roll a d4.
Add it to your attack roll.
That was a 13, right? That you rolled. So if
oh, Daddy, you did it twice. Hang on a second. 1d4. It ain't add but a 1 anyway.
Okay.
Which would make it 14.
14 still goes wide, but yes, everyone's attacks, you just add a d4 to them. This guy is going to try to take a claw strike at you. Here we go. Does a 10 hit you, Ozadius? I don't think it does.
You tell me. What do I have to press?
That would be your armor class. It's right up at the top at the center. Yours is
my armor class is 12.
Yeah, absolutely. This don't hit you. This claw just like comes down, and it is just like an enormous like garden shears, just like inches from your face.
Nice.
And then it is, but I'm sorry to tell you that sometimes this guy can attack twice, and so his other arm comes at you, Agaro, and it also just like I think this one. You're wearing that armor, right? You just feel it like squeeze your armor, and that maybe shakes you out of your map reverie, but it doesn't do any damage to sturdy Agaro. And now it's your turn to fight back. Go for it.
I want to attack with my longbow.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have an 18.
An 18 to hit?
Uh-huh.
That hits.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, that hits.
Fuck yeah. Could I also, or do I not? I can cast a fog cloud as a spell.
Is that as a bonus action or is that an action? I believe that's just. I believe that is an action. So I don't know that you can do it just yet.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong about that, Clint. But you nail this thing. Tell me the damage that your bow does.
Yeah. Where do I get that?
Okay. I will tell you. It's it should be next to your bow. It'll tell you
yeah. My damage is 1d8 plus 4.
Great. So roll a d8 and add 4 to it.
Oh yeah. Motherfucker! A 1 plus 4 is 5.
Okay. Hey, that ain't nothing.
Hey, better than missing.
I'll tell you. Yeah.
Wait,
and what?
I'm blessed, bro. You're blessed.
You're blessed,
bro. Don't forget, you're blessed.
Add
Roll a
that to your
d.
attack roll, John.
Yeah.
What?
You get to add a d4 to your attack roll.
As I'm hanging on this like piece of rock, I go, "Don't forget you're blessed, bro.
You're blessed. You're blessed to be stressed."
I do appreciate that, Sleetha. Oh wait, so now what am I doing?
You roll a
you roll
d4 and add it to your 5.
so you got it. Oh, you do got it. Good shit.
You got it.
That's a 3. So
that in fact did 8 damage.
For sure.
thank you, Sleetha. Yeah.
All right. Great. And now it's back to Sleetha. Speaking of,
Come on,
Just-
Sleetha.
blessing everybody and coming through.
All right, holding on to the thing. I'm gonna cast guiding bolt on this crab thing.
All right.
Okay.
Does it get a save for that, or just happens?
I gotta make a ranged spell attack
Great.
against the target. Let me just go. Does an 18 hit?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Now it's 4d6 radiant damage.
Yeah.
Hit.
Now-
That's a lot.
Now we're talking.
Okay, so that's 8 plus 9 is 17.
17 damage.
Yes, and the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage thanks to the mystical dim light glittering on the target until then. So I just was like, all praise is due to Yeist.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
it's got
Slam.
gluten everywhere.
Yes, gluten everywhere. The smell of baking bread fills the air as this bolt, like this, that is nourishing to everything but this creature, as it radiates as if by the heat from an oven. Yes, it is pizza ovened by the radiant light of Sleetha's guiding bolt. Great, and it is, and you can see like kind of smoke rise up from it, or rather steam, and a sort of like could use some Old Bay sort of aroma. It smells, and it smells like you're in Joe's Crab Shack. And now it's your turn, Ozadius.
Okay. It's close to me, right? How far away is it?
It just got close enough to you to take that strike at you. So yeah, it's within arm's reach.
I would like to cast Burning Hands.
Ooh.
Classic. So that's a save for it, right? It makes a save.
It makes a save. A dexterity save of 14.
14 is what I got to beat. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh, it's a big, bulky crab creature, and it can't scuttle out of the way fast enough. So yeah, tell me you put your hands together, yes, and just
I say, the fiend blesses me, and now you burn. And then I say my magic word, Kashuna.
Kashuna. Yes, Ozadius speaks Kashuna and tells the lie that fire is in his hands, and the lie becomes the truth, and a sheet of flame bursts from his hands and roasts this crab. Tell me that damage.
I gotta hit cast first, right? I have to hit cast.
Hit cast, burn one of those spell slots.
Yeah. And now we're gonna throw 14. And then am I still blessed?
No,
baby.
Oh, or does it only count for attacks and not spells?
Oh, is it just the first round?
I think so. Let me look.
I don't know. 14 pretty dope though.
14.
The spell ends after a minute. Has it been a minute?
You cast it before you were kind of walking around. I want to say a minute has passed. Great. That was 14 damage. You said, Edgar?
14.
Now we are talking. In a game where there have. Oh, okay. The creature, like, you truly smell cooking crab, and like its tentacles kind of oscillate, like spraying the air around it with steamy vapor as it like creeps back from you as the fire illuminates this space, and you can see that you have hurt it bad. And as its carapace kind of turns around, you can all see that there's a knife already in its shell. Something has engaged with this thing earlier. And now it is its turn. You just blasted it, but there's something. All right, that's maybe more like it. Okay, it's turning, but that brings it up towards it gets line of sight on Agaro again, and it takes another swipe at you. And I think this is a 19, which I believe does hit you.
I'm 16, yeah.
Yep. All right.
Fuck.
All right. I'm sorry to tell you that is 11 damage.
Damn.
Ew.
This claw closes around a part of your flesh that is unguarded by your armor, and you just feel things inside like kind of break as this thing closes down on you in its rage, having been burned. Make a strength saving throw.
Where?
On the upper left corner of your character sheet, there's a section that says saving throws, and one of those is strength. It's at the top left. And if you hit that, it'll tell you.
Oh yeah. For strength.
Correct.
I have a +2.
Great.
19.
Great. You get the sense that this thing wants to hold onto you, maybe pull you down into the watery recesses of its hole, but you're too damn strong.
Yeah.
And Agaro breaks its claw-like grip with her incredible strength. Yeah. And now we're back to Sleetha.
Okay, I'm gonna drop down from.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I skipped you, Agaro. You wrenched your arm away. Yes, you haven't attacked yet. Now it's your turn to do a little payback if you want.
Well, would it behoove me to cast my fog cloud now to help me and everybody get out of there? Well, that wouldn't help me right now, but
if your goal is to escape, yeah. If you want to keep engaging with this thing, you can do that. It's up to you.
Yeah, I want to.
It depends on what you want to do.
I want to cast a fog cloud.
All right.
Great.
Smoked crab. Ooh.
Ooh, Sleetha, you better make cheddar biscuits out of this motherfucker.
Welcome to Cheddar Bay, motherfucker. Yeah. So you cast fog cloud, which just goes off, right?
Yep.
So I think so. Yes, the claw closes on Agaro. She wrenches it free. She's like, "Not today!" And suddenly, this close space is whoom, filled with fog, and you are all just like in a mist, in a red haze, as the red light from outside illuminates the mist, and you are just like it's red out in there. And what you can still move, Agaro. What would you like to do?
I want to try my short sword.
You're going to try to take a swipe at it?
As long as I'm that close.
Okay. You were close enough. It just had you. Normally, I would make you roll with disadvantage because you just kind of blinded yourself, but you're the one who did the blinding and you saw it just a second ago. So go ahead and make that swipe. So you can't see, but you have a sense of where it is. Make that attack.
25.
Great. You swing with your short sword and you feel it chunk connect in the chitinous outer shell of this thing and lodge in it. Roll your damage.
So 5.
Great. All right. So cool. And that's great. So now you're there. So you get to cast that and attack? Okay. Yeah, we'll say that. Sleetha, it's up to you now.
Okay, so because geckos have like very, very sensitive eyes, I'm gonna say, as I attempt, I want to drop down from the rock onto its back and cast inflict wounds.
Okay. Again, we're kind of doing this blind. I think the hardest part of that might be getting to it in the fog cloud.
Geckos have like 2 sets
and lids
of eyes and can see super good.
All right. Go ahead and make an athletics check to see if you can or acrobatics check to see if you can get down on its back.
Okay. Acrobatics. Yes. That's a 20.
Great. A natural 20?
No, I don't think
okay,
so.
Great. So you still also have a sense of where it is. And in the blind, you hurl yourself forward and land on it and
nice.
Do your inflict wounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does an 11 hit?
It does not. I'm sorry.
Oh, fuck.
Dang. Okay, so I'm just hanging on to the bag, but with my bonus action, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Agaro.
Thank you.
Regain 1d4 plus 7.
Is that I hate to be a bad boy, but does that have to be a creature you can see?
Oh hell. A creature of your choice that you can see.
Sorry,
within
you
range.
can't see anything. You can't see anything. It is foggy. And alas, once where it knew where things were, now there's something on its back. Ozadius, it's your turn.
And I can't see shit, right? I can't see anything.
You have a sense of where it is. These rounds move quickly. This was seconds ago where the fog filled the room. So you have a sense of where it just was.
Damn, G. I just feel like I don't know. I feel like I want to cast Eldritch Blast again. I ain't hitting this thing with a stick, man. It's not my stilo.
Go for it. Cast that Eldritch Blast.
I'm about to blast this, John. All right, so roll for hit first.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, in the fog. Not no 11. Well,
great. An 11, I'm sorry, does not hit. Now, I'm going to be an extra bad boy here.
Okay.
I would like you to Sleetha. I would like you to make a dexterity save because a big bolt of dark energy just shot at this thing, and you're on its back, and it missed. Roll that dexterity save and see if you get hit by this blast.
14.
I want to say that is enough because your spell save is what for things? It's 14.
My spell save?
Or Ozadius is 13, 14.
For that particular spell. Oh wait, yes, that one.
For other spells.
Yeah, that's it.
Great. I'm gonna say that's just enough. You feel this thing like crackle right by you, and it's like your scales are singed as this eldritch blast goes by.
Hey man, not cool.
I'm doing my best. Blame Agaro. Can't see shit in here.
So far, my fog ain't done shit.
You can't. And Sleetha, I'm really sorry. Again, well, I'm not so sorry to tell you that you're on this thing's back, and it doesn't see Ozadius, it doesn't see Agaro, but it knows precisely where you are, and you feel this bolt crackle by you, and then you feel crunch as this claw goes into you.
What kind of reaction?
But your lizard skin is strong.
Can I make an opportunity attack on it?
Because it attacked you?
Yeah. It's the only thing I have under reaction. Not cool, man. Cool.
Thari.
What do you need from me?
I'm gonna tell you how much damage this bad. He's such a bad boy does.
I hear too many dice in your hands. Put one of those away.
I'm sorry. This does 11 damage.
Oh my god.
11. Oh gosh.
You feel it crunch into you. And I want to with what the geck, y'all.
No.
Agaro, it's you.
Do I have any healing shit?
I can heal myself on that.
You have cure wounds.
I do have
a creature that you touch gains a hit points, gains a number of hit points equal to 1d8.
So could I jump on? You can heal yourself, Sleetha, or can I jump on its back and heal you? Well, now we're both on that thing.
That's the thing.
Okay,
I'm probably on my next turn going to get off the back of this thing if I don't die.
Okay, can I jump on and heal her?
You certainly can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now the fog cloud is totally up to you. You can dispel that, or you can keep it up. I just want to know what you're doing.
Well, it feels like we need to let Ozadius see us.
Yeah, I almost got electrocuted.
Yeah, I was hoping we could get away in the fog. That did not fucking work.
Well, wait, is that knife that's in its back? Is that just a regular knife, or was it attuned? I mean, I'll probably do a check.
You're on its back. You could grab it if you want to.
Yeah, I think he wouldn't have said it if it wasn't important. But I will yank it out. But on your turn, you do whatever you'd like. But the fog is allowing us to not see.
Okay, so I'm gonna lift the fog.
The fog is dispelled, and then you're gonna do your leap.
Or why don't I just then do the longbow?
What's up, Clinton?
Fog cloud is one of the weird ones where you can't actually dispel it. Once it's been cast, it exists for 1 hour unless there is a ambient wind to disperse it.
Thank you. And
my man.
This is why we keep Clint. Sorry. The fog is there. So this is why we keep a able rulesmeister around. So great. So the fog is there. It is undispellable, and there's not wind in here. We're in a cave. What are we doing, Agaro?
And I can't use my horde. God damn it. I can't longbow because I can't see. So I got to go back in with a short sword, right?
I think you can do either. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to short sword this motherfucker.
Go for it. Step up. And I think, now, normally, I think you'd be super duper disadvantaged, but in a closed space with Sleetha on its back, maybe shouting like, hey, watch your shot when this thing ripples by. Sleetha has now become your tracer. So go ahead and make your attack.
7 to hit.
7?
Yeah.
Not enough. You just feel it whiff in air. And we're back to Sleetha.
Great. I'm gonna grab that knife out of its back.
Great. I think you're going to do some damage when you do that. I won't tell you how much, but you'll do some.
I want to take it out and then stab it like in where the connection between like the claw and the shoulder.
Ooh, yeah, right. Yeah,
and the meat
exactly.
There, just like
Red Lobster. You got to go in the joints.
Suck out the meat.
Great. You've called your shot and make your stab.
Is that an unarmed strike, you think, or just a D20?
I think you can make it as though it's with your regular weapon, like and just the attack roll, and we can decide how much damage it does. What's your attack roll?
My attack roll. Wait.
Just as if it's any other weapon that you've got.
Oh, I have a mace.
Roll it as if it's your mace, and that'll be your attack roll.
Okay. 9. Jesus.
So, you do have inspiration.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeast.
Dog. Oh, roll for beans, y'all. Here we go.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
No!
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
What? Sleetha?
No, it's a 6.
Sometimes the dice turn against you.
Damn it.
I'll tell you this. This is a rule that we incorporate here. You can succeed, Sleetha, at a cost. And this is something that anyone can do. If you ever fail a roll, you can make a Faustian bargain with me. I'll let you succeed on the roll, but that means I get to do something to you later.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Great.
What's the worst that could happen, man?
Sleetha, here's what happens. You pull this thing out and you feel like steam escapes from the shell when the blade comes out. And you feel like you hear a scream, and it's not the scream of this thing. It can't scream. It's the scream of steam escaping from its shell as you stab into its joint. And you feel one of its legs like stumble as you disconnect the tissue there. And you can feel it like it's lost. So you can feel through it how injured it is. And you can tell that it's trying to crawl back into its watery fastness. You can still move. What would you like to do?
Okay. Before I jump off its back with my bonus action, I'm going to cast Healing Word on Agaro since we're close. I lay hands and I'm like, yes, you got it.
Thank you.
That's 1d4 plus 7. Oh, 1d4. Blammo. So that's going to be a 10 hit points back to you, Gur. And then I'm gonna jump off its back. I'm gonna let go and just slide down the back of the shell.
Great. We do a crocodile mile down the crab back, and you land.
Whoa.
And now in this room, once again, you hear as you hear it like submerging. You're operating totally by sound now. It's like and you hear like the water murmuring. You kind of hear like the slurp and gurgle of this thing as it goes underneath the water, and then suddenly you're back in this misty blindness, and all you can hear is that.
Oh, the fresh water. Okay. Guys, we did it. Good for us.
Hey, yeah.
Our first battle. I could use a drink of water. Like, I've had such a rough go in that last one. And I take out a water stick, and I'm like, it's this way.
Okay,
that little triangle thing that people say.
The divining rod.
Yeah.
All right. So you're leading us okay.
Because we went to find the ring, and then there was another one. Was there a third path?
You saw two things. This is just one room. It's not really this is kind of like a dead end. On one side there was that little the map. On the other side there was this like recess in the ground where the crustacean emerged, and the water that you were hearing was that water.
Ah, okay. Shall we leave the cave?
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Agaro, that ring. It's gorgeous. I'd love to wear it.
I I look at the map inside my head.
And since we're doing this, have we left the cave? Are we outside of the foggy cave?
I'd like to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, let's get out of the cave.
Great. Just for my own mental theater. So we're out in the open again.
But Roos, does the fog follow us?
I believe it stays at a point you choose. Feel free to come in and so it's the fog is enclosed within that cave. It's like you walk out of that mist and then suddenly it's day.
Okay. So we're in the day and Ozadius is looking at my wrist ring.
I have to say this. I must. I want to see the ring and the blade you pulled from the back of that creature.
We've come to a totally unique moment in a fantasy story where two characters argue over a powerful ring.
Whirling the dagger.
Great.
In the darkness bind them.
But you don't have to take that ring off to look at it. But you certainly can. But
Yeah.
You want to inspect this thing?
I would like to inspect the ring and the blade. To see
Great.
if there's a connection.
You can roll investigation or arcana on those.
Do you want to look at my knife?
Let's see. I will roll.
Let
me roll investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it. A 9.
Nine. On investigation? Great.
Yeah.
Based on what you saw earlier, you have a sense that this is a magical thing.
Cool.
With a 9, that's about all I can tell you. Its outside surface is wrought with. It's very intricately wrought. It looks like it has some age to it. It looks recently polished. This looks like something of incredible value, like something that it's very bizarre to find just in the middle of nowhere. As far as the knife goes, with a 9, I can tell you that it looks new. And it's a knife.
Well, it's wild. I feel like whoever lost that blade in the back of that creature also lost that scroll in that cave.
I don't know if Agaro has told us the visions that they can see. Have you? Or have you kept that to yourself?
I'm happy to tell you now that we have a chance to talk that I have somehow a photographic memory of the particular map that disintegrated in my hands. And I can look at it right now. I'm looking at it in my mind's eye in great detail.
Does anything, I show her the knife. I was like, its handle, I don't know if it has any ornate description. Does anything from this knife look similar to anything on that map?
This knife looks like something that was just beaten in a smithy and sold at a street cart back in Calderdam. Like it looks not dissimilar from knives that you've got. It's
not enchanted or no,
it looks completely utilitarian and like the sort of thing that someone would just have on their belt.
Ross, can I get some insight or perception as to whether or not they're connected?
Sure. Do you want to roll? I think that would be an investigation to see if they're connected somehow.
Am I allowed to do that right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got a 13.
A 13, tells you that, that gives you an inkling that Ozadius's theory seems correct to you, that both of these are maybe owned by the same person and that they have perhaps met the fate that you almost met in that cavern.
So
should we press in further, or do you think the map that you see in your head, is that the map of this island?
I can tell you that you haven't gotten a good hard look at because you did not, I don't think, climb up there, Agaro.
Right.
But so you there's no way to really tell. But what you saw was a map of several places with kind of like an X marks the spot, and then a floor plan. It wasn't necessarily a map of an island. It looked more like a layout of a building.
Oh, like blueprints.
Mhm.
Ooh, okay. As we come out of the... Sorry?
Why?
Sorry, you're talking to an animal. Sorry.
Why? You hear that?
Yes, I hear that. Do you hear
Yes.
that?
Yeah,
That
I hear
is-
that.
There's no way to not hear.
Your dog got acrylics.
My dog definitely has acrylics. I'm sorry for all the clicking and clacking, but my dog is very has its claws out. You hear a voice. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? It's not here, but it never was anywhere.
I can hear you talking.
You're calling out to it?
Yes.
Great.
It creeps slowly.
It creeps slowly.
I thought it was more crabs.
Yeah, it's more crabs. And in fact, yes, you maybe as you cast your eye down, see underneath the stones like a couple of skulls like looking up at you. They're keeping in the shade, but then suddenly like around the corner, like you see a hand, a human sunburned hand, and then like a face comes around.
I point
And
my
you're-
pizza paddle at him.
It's like,
Explain yourself.
explain. Yeah. We should all explain. We should all explain. Explain why it went away. Why'd they go? Why did they go? Who are you? You're looking into the face of someone with like a day and a half's growth of beard. There's like lank hair, an incredibly sunburned face. It seems to be a human. Clothes are like ragged, and the eyes are bloodshot.
I take out a cricket croissant and say, "Guy, you're looking real gaunt." I give it to him. Like, I'm Sleetha. This is my... I mean, we haven't formed... We all got shipwrecked. Hi, I'm Sleetha.
He scuttles up to you with the speed of an animal and like grabs the thing and is like sucks it down. He's like looking at you, looks at you, Agaro looks at you, Ozadius, and is like, "Do you?" He looks at you and he's like, "But you're not here. You're not here." You can roll insight. You're not here. None of us are here.
Well, that's certainly true. None of us are truly anywhere.
What did you
But
roll?
where I rolled a 6.
A 6? You can tell he's not well. Yeah. In fact, his eyes kind of like drift apart for a second and then kind of snap back, and he's like, and that's
You go, "Are you part gecko? Like, my eyes do that too."
yes. Yes. You understand. I'm part of everything. And then you see his eyes go down to your wrist, Agaro. He's like, "And you stole my map." And a knife comes out of his belt. And it looks kind of similar to the one that's in your hand, Sleetha. It's not the same, but it looks the same. And he's like, "What have you done with my map?" And that's when rocks around you start to levitate off the ground. There's like a fire courses up the dagger. It's like, "That means I'll have to cut it out of you. I'll have to cut it out of your mind and put it into mine." And he starts to walk towards you, Agaro. And that's where we'll end it today.
Oh, no!
Oh my God.
Cut your finger off.
I wanna
Oh my
stay up
god.
all night. I want to cast
Wowzers.
more spells.
Fuck. Who is
Dang.
this? Wait, so I
He
mean,
never told us his name.
He never told you his name.
Will I be able to use my primeval awareness?
So you're getting some compliments from the chat. You'll be able to use all sorts of things next Tuesday, same blood time, same blood channel on the Stream of Blood, when these three intrepid adventurers will unravel the mysteries of the Sanguine Seas. Wow, great first session and awesome stuff, especially for total newbies. Way to go, Ozadius, a total Ozadi. Agaro, obsessed, a true. I love bursting out of the crab claw. Sleetha, just like MVP, blessing folks left and right, and leaving a beautiful trail of beans, just rolling all sorts of beautiful bean footage everywhere she goes. Y'all, that is our game. We'll come back next week and do it again. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. These guys are so great. Show some love for them in the chat. Follow them on their social media. They're all awesome, charming, cool, talented people. And I'm happy to stick around for a little bit if the chat has any questions or comments. I would love to answer them. If not, I'll just head on out of Nya.
Yeah, the chat's super awesome.
Hey, it's me, Clint.
Hey, what's up, Clint?
Hey.
Thanks, everybody. I'll watch the chat and see if anybody has any questions. But in the meantime, I'm going to do some end of show business.
Great.
Come back next Tuesday for more Holly Laurent, Rashawn Scott, and Edgar Blackmon. It's D&D 5e. It's Taste of Blood. It's Sanguine Seas Part 2. A little information for Ross. He doesn't know this yet, but the days in Duskfall are dark, and alas, on Saturday, so are we. Regretfully, there will be no Blood and Blades this weekend. There was a slight scheduling conflict. We're working with the Glass Cannon guys to get some new dates on the books. The tin whistles shall blow again. But on Sunday at 10 a.m. on Vampires of Pittsburgh, the lockdown is over. The pawns have become the players, and the reign of blood begins. Chronicle 3 of Vampires of Pittsburgh with our own Ross Bryant begins Sunday.
Yeah, wake up for Vampire Church, play some Slayer, and join us.
Shit's getting real. Shit's getting very real. We're going to do a little fast forward in the timeline, and you guys will see a new status quo. Probably the same number of fuck-ups, but that's why we all show up, right? We have a merch store. Check it out. It's at streamofblood.com, streamofblood.threadless.com. We have a podcast. Go check it out where all podcasts are. Check out Holly's podcast, Mega. Check out Rashawn's podcast, Mystery County Monster Hunters Club.
Yes, imagine if Scooby-Doo was in, 2005.
Hell yeah.
It's a good time.
Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is by Wizards of the Coast. The art and music this episode for Sanguine Seas was by one Ross Bryant.
Woohoo!
No wonder. That intro
please support us on Twitch. Check out our new website, streamofblood.com. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit. We're _streamblood_ pretty much everywhere. Check us out on the Discord. That's where you can talk to us directly and tell us how great a time you had watching Sanguine Seas today. We're on Facebook because it's hard not to be, but no one wants that. Thank you to me, Clint Trucks, Brian Baldinger, our other producer, our social media manager, Megan Arch, our podcast producer, Andrew Strother, our YouTube content producer, Matt Moynihan, and the Stream Blood logo, opening animations, and our entire look is by our new art director, Jill Petracek.
Woo!
That's it. I'm now looking at the chat. Are there any?
Man, what a dang crew.
Yeah.
Right? Murderers Row.
We should say next week is our last week. I saw that in the chat. Is how long is this going?
That's true. Guys, we're booked for 2 sessions. If you want more, tell these guys on their socials after we see where this story ends.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All we're getting is compliments, no questions.
Hey.
Oh, here we go. Ross, how did that music happen?
It happened when Clint asked me today if I wanted some theme music, and I gave him 2 songs, and he was like, elaboration, license-free theme music. I was like, okay, I'll just make something. And so went on one of my music apps of choice and made it.
I asked Ross for a song, and he composed a 5-minute long song in
That's
20
cool.
minutes and sent it back to me.
That's cool.
Here's a question.
Oh, any particular media that inspired the concept for the game? Oh, man, yeah, that's an interesting question. Not anything in particular. More just like the world of the early modern period. I like things. I've been really into the 16th and 17th century lately. I read a lot of Christopher Marlowe and John Milton lately, and I was like, setting something that's in the world of tall hats, high collars, quick sword play, short life, and court intrigue sounds fun to me. So that was the main thing.
Here's a Rossi question.
Ooh, good question.
I like them both, man. I realized that this wasn't a very role play heavy one, but I mean, I think the other people can attest here. You can't start being an improviser without being something of a ham. And when you're a dungeon master, you get to do a lot of voices, and that's very fun.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of improvisers,
yeah,
My first time. Me and Edgar.
First timers.
Yep. First time ever.
follow up.
And I'm like, Eldritch Blast. Again.
I felt slightly inadequate. Like, I know there was probably more at my disposal that I just don't have the knowledge of yet. And I felt slightly like I felt slightly like I was in molasses a little bit, but that just means I'm going to think about it all week. And next week, I'm going to be I'm going to be ready. I'm not fucking around. I got to do a lot of research this week.
Well, then related to that.
Yeah, you were fantastic, Holly.
Oh,
you're way too hard on yourself. Yeah, you're fantastic, and I can't wait to see more of Agaro being the scoundrel that they are. Oh yeah, and even from the chat. Oh, honey, you were so great. Role playing, not role playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a prep session, but I've never played a cleric before, so it's very interesting because I mostly play rogue, so I'm interested in just like slashing and hacking, but then I have to like fall back and be chill and just heal everybody and think about things ahead of time. So that's what I had to prep.
I mean,
a lot of Googling. I was like, I don't understand this. What does this mean? Okay. I will say this though. I was really excited about this, and I read a bunch, and I was really happy that I was able to shape water. I was like, I want to shape water. I think this might be cool if we can figure out, like, if you notice, it's like everything I have in my thing is like, all right, throw water at people, throw fire at people, shoot lasers out of your fingers. It's like I just want to be that video game character. So I did a lot of like Reddit reading, and people being like, my dungeon master doesn't let us do it like this.
Oh, that's Kevin Scaretta.
It was a really advanced use of shape water. I didn't realize that shape water could also freeze the water, but I double checked to make certain, but it could.
Yeah.
Oh man, reading spells for 2 weeks, just being like, no. Huh? Hex? No.
Yeah, that was so great. I love using shape water to pick a lock, and it's so awesome because water's all around you in a dang shipwreck.
And I have to remember, who was she, and why was she chained to another person?
You don't know.
Oh man, you see them little corners turn up. You see his little corners. This man got tricks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll show you back.
One thing to keep. I mean, I realized this was very like something happens to you. You're thrown here. You're thrown there, and like it was a very kind of like nudged along a path. I realized, but like this is very much if you feel me kind of pushing you towards a particular course of action, you're totally at liberty to be like, no, I turn around and I walk into the sea. Whatever happens. It's totally up to you. The fun part about role-playing games is you get to do whatever you want within the limits of them dice.
I just thought I'd be safe in a barrel, like in case we got I'd just be floating, bombing in the water.
Yeah, the beans MVP.
Playing in a Ross D&D game before this one, I made the least playable character ever, and he's been fantastic the entire time. I made a bookkeeper, and Ross just wrote bookkeeping adventures for me to have.
It's been so much fun. We have like research montages and so many book titles. Yeah. I love your cleric. Sleetha is great. The baker, and I love the deity that we've kind of cooked up. No pun intended. This like very this generative, nutritious, gluttonous Demeter kind of deity.
Closed mouth doesn't get fed.
That's right.
You know, just got it. Eat it up.
Great. If that's all, thank you so much for watching, everybody, and thanks for sticking around later than you were asked, Rashawn, Holly, and Edgar. I had such a blast with y'all. I'll see y'all next time.
Thanks, Ross. So fun. Thanks, Clint. Yeah. So fun.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for saving us over and over, Sleetha. Very good.
Yes, thank you, Sleetha.
Anything I can do to help, for sure.
Right. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.